क्लियर दिख रहा है ना? है दिख रहा है? शुरू करें? मैं तो कुछ देखते लिखो मत, या तो लिखो या तो शुरू करते हैं। देखो, वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड कि महात्मा गांधी ही वाज गिवन द टोटल चार्ज ऑफ मॉनिटरिंग द नॉन कोऑपरेशन मूवमेंट, नॉन कोऑपरेशन एंड खिलाफत मूवमेंट. Khilafat movement was already going on in India when Mahatma Gandhi declared his non-cooperation movement. Non-cooperation movement, when it was given or when it was merged with the Khilafat movement, it finally became the non-cooperation and Khilafat movement. And Mahatma Gandhi was given the total hand, free hand, in moving the non-cooperation movement in the way he thinks the best. Got the point? एंड जो नॉमेनक्लेचर दिया गया महात्मा गांधी के द्वारा इसका उसका ये था प्रोग्रेसिव नॉन वायलेंट नॉन कोऑपरेशन मूवमेंट. एंड ही मेड इट श्योर दैट हिज मूवमेंट शुड रिमेन 100% नॉन वायलेंट. In spite that he was understanding that non-violent, he has given this should be the talisman, this should be the amulet, and every satyagrahi should wear it. एक ऐसा जंतर होना चाहिए, एक ऐसा मंत्र होना चाहिए नॉन वायलेंट कि ये मंत्र के खिलाफ कोई नहीं जाएगा. इतना पवित्रता इसके साथ होना चाहिए. But in spite that he was understanding that in spite that he has given a call of keeping his non-cooperation movement a total non-violent one, but he was understanding the mental makeup of the Indian people. He was understanding the ignorance and the level of literacy and ignorance and the mental makeup of the Indian people. So he was taking all precautionary measures that before it should enter into the third and the final stage, it should never turn violent. Because he was having 100%, he was of the opinion that he cannot defeat the British in a violent way. And the day satyagrahis they are going to turn violent, the British government is definitely going to retaliate in a violent way. And if this movement is going to turn violent, the casualty that will be incurred by the Indian people, it will be huge, and the future of all mass movements in India is going to get eroded. He was understanding it. So therefore, he has made it a point that it should remain non-violent, and therefore he made kaise rahe, what precautionary measures he was taking. So he made it progressive non-violent non-cooperation movement. In the first stage, only less than 0.1% of the Indian people who have received any Nobel title from the British government, they were supposed to return it back to the British government. So simply so as to push the British government into a ridiculous situation. एक ऐसे सिचुएशन में जहाँ पे अंग्रेज जो है वो आपस में लगे, उनको लगे कि यार ऐसी इन अ वेरी ऑकवर्ड सिचुएशन. ठीक है. And as soon as he has already made it clear that he should be the sole arbiter. The first stage of his non-cooperation movement is complete or not, who is going to give the judgment? So he will be Mahatma Gandhi. He will be the sole arbiter. He is going to look into the development of the first stage, and then only at a certain stage of development he is going to declare that yes, I personally feel that the first stage of the non-cooperation movement is complete, and therefore I give a line to the people of India to enter into the second phase. और second phase में boycott of legislature, offices, educational institutions, goods and services of Britain करना था, foreign करना था. But finally, we have already discussed that finally by the coming of December 1922, boycott of foreign goods, it ultimately culminated into boycott of British goods. British goods हो गया. So therefore, other contemporary European nations they were making heyday out of selling their commodities in the Indian market, while the British industries they were incurring losses. तो ब्रिटिश इंडस्ट्रीज they were impressing the British Parliament. यहाँ पे देखो, the British industrialists they were exerting pressure on the British Parliament, and therefore British Parliament was also exerting pressure on the Viceroy, and everyone was convincing the Viceroy to do anything to negotiate with the people of India so as to bring normalcy in the Indian market. Otherwise, the British industries they were making a claim that if the situation is going to remain like this for any further longer period of time, so we are going to turn insolvent, we are going to become bankrupt. तो ये क्लियर था कि the British Parliament was exerting pressure on the British government, British Viceroy, and Viceroy was definitely under pressure, and he was ready to open an arena of discussion and dialogues with the people of India, with the Indian National Congress कि what shall we do. ठीक है. तो ये सिचुएशन पे आ गया था. फिर देखते हैं कि यहाँ पे ये 3 दिसंबर 1922 में क्या हो रहा था कि Muslims, especially the youths of the Muslim community, they were very much optimistic because in the first and the second stage we have committed not even a single illegal work. So naturally they have already set their legal nets, but because the Satyagrahis they were so proficiently educated कि what type of education or what type of what steps they shall take. So therefore it was clear that not even a single Satyagrahi was taking undue advantages, and he was moving out of beyond the ambit of the legal net that the British had set into India, and therefore the British government was handicapped. ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट हैंडीकैप था उसके, हम कुछ गलत कानून गैर कानूनी काम करेंगे तब ना आप सरकार कुछ हमको कर सकता है, तो गलत काम तो कुछ हो नहीं रहा था. In a democratic way, the Indian people, they were given the legal democratic right to fight for their independence in a democratic way, and this was the way that we were adapting. So therefore we were doing no illegal activity, and therefore the British government was jeopardized or it was handicapped. But this, because of the inactivity or because of the inaction taken by the government, the Muslim youths from the Muslim community, they were very much optimistic. They were of the opinion that the British government has succumbed under their pressure. उनके प्रेशर के अंदर में आ गया ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट, and if we are going to use any force, any level of violence and force against the British government, because it has already been counted, so it will be thrown out of India. So he was consistently, and because it was the thought or the perception or in fact the objective for which the Muslims were integrated with the Khilafat movement, it was simply religious in sense, and we know that religious bonds are strongest in India. India में religious bonds are stronger than any other bonds. So naturally almost all the Muslim community of India, they were participating in the non-cooperation movement because they had to achieve some religious through the movement. They wanted the redressal of the wrong that has been committed against their Khalifa, and because they cannot do any damage to the British government or Britain, and therefore they were exerting pressure on the British government in India, with the hope that as soon as the British government in India will come under pressure, so this British government of India is going to exert pressure on the British Parliament, and the Britain as a country is going to definitely redress the wrong that she has done against our Khalifa. So naturally, the dedication and determination and devotion with which the Muslims were participating in this movement, it was in fact the most intensive, you can say. So therefore, and the government was taking no action. So therefore, they were optimistic and they were just because of their optimism, they were exerting pressure or they were impressing Mahatma Gandhi to try some violence and force to throw the British out of India, to sweep the British out of India. But Mahatma Gandhi was unmoved. वो कुछ नहीं जानते, because he was having clear in his thoughts. उनके दिमाग में clear था कि as soon as we are going to turn violent, the situation is going to go out of his control, and therefore he remained silent. तीसरा बोलते हैं peasants of Guntur district and Guntur district of Mysore and Mednipur districts of Bengal, they had already suspended the payment of land revenue. ये clear था कि if we are going to look into the first and the second stage development of the first stage and the second stage, so some of the people who were looking at every development from a closed circuit, they were in fact peasants of Guntur district and peasants of Mednipur district. They were of the opinion that in December 1922, if we are going to pay the land revenue under pressure, and within in March and April next year 1923, we have to pay the land revenue, and suppose unfortunately we are going to pay 150 rupees in form of land revenue in December 1922, and if Mahatma Gandhi is going to declare the start of the third phase, non-payment of revenue and defiance of law, so we are going to incur a loss of 150 rupees. So they were taking precaution, or they had suspended the payment of the land revenue with the anticipation that Mahatma Gandhi's second stage is already complete, and Mahatma Gandhi may blow the whistle to the Satyagrahis to enter into the third and the final stage. ठीक है, this was in fact the climax. और फिर यहाँ पे the leaders of the Congress, अच्छा ये देख लेते हैं. Leaders of the Congress who were in jail wanted to the continuation of the movement. There were a few leaders from the Congress who were not on good terms with Mahatma Gandhi, or who were having some clash of ego with Mahatma Gandhi, like C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru. They all were of the same age group, and they both were in fact C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru के बारे में तो जानते ही हो. He was one of the most profound barrister of India. C.R. Das was also from the family of Jamindar. So they were having some level of ego with Mahatma Gandhi. So, and they were in jail. In December 1922, they were in jail, and from jail, whatever information they were getting regarding the development of the non-cooperation movement, they were getting through media. Intermediary के द्वारा आ रहा था, कोई मिलने आया तो बता दिया कि ऐसा हो रहा है, ये हो रहा है. They were also of the opinion that if Mahatma Gandhi should have continued the non-cooperation movement, but they were very much optimistic that when they are going to get released from the jail, so they will be released in free India. They were so much optimistic. And Mahatma Gandhi, this was in fact the situation. If you are going to look into the non-cooperation movement in totality, in December 1922, 1922 के दिसंबर में, if you are going to look at the progression or the portfolio, or in fact the scenario, or in fact the or total get up of the non-cooperation movement, so this was in fact this you are going to find India in this way. ठीक. पर महात्मा गांधी in December 1922 he was in Bardoli, Gujarat, and he was also saying that he has come to Gujarat just to prepare the peasants of Gujarat how they should enter into the third and the final phase. Defiance of law और non-payment of revenue को कैसे वो चलाएंगे. He was considering Bardoli to be his nursery के रूप में देख रहे थे उसको, and he was preparing the peasants of Bardoli district of Gujarat how they should enter into the third and the final phase. Unfortunately, in February 1922, Chauri Chaura incident happened, and in which 22 policemen, they were burned alive. And as soon as this information reached Mahatma Gandhi in Gujarat, at once, without any second thought, he withdrew or he called off the movement. ठीक है, यहाँ तक क्लियर हो गया. अब नॉन कॉपरेशन मूवमेंट से किसी तरह का क्वेश्चन आएगा तो लिख लोगे. अब बोलता है कि abrupt withdrawal of the non-cooperation movement by Mahatma Gandhi, it fetched mixed reaction. का मतलब होता है कि ये जो है वो different groups, interest groups of India, the different sections of India, different castes of India, different communities of India, they were giving their own opinion. Muslims were of the opinion that because the leadership of the non-cooperation movement was in the hands of a Hindu, and because we have entered into the non-cooperation movement just to redress the wrong that has been committed against our Khalifa, it was 100% purely religious for us, and because the leadership was in the hands of Mahatma Gandhi, a Hindu community, and therefore without gaining anything, Mahatma Gandhi, as soon as he got a pretext, एक बहाना जैसे उनको मिला to withdraw the non-cooperation movement, he withdrew it. ठीक है. उनको the Muslim, they started blaming the Hindu leadership for the debacle. In fact, कि जो भी हुआ गलत हुआ है. उनको लग रहा था कि आज निकल रही, क्योंकि ये सारा सिनेरियो बता भी रहा था, क्या भी रहा था कि गुंटूर डिस्ट्रिक्ट के और मेदिनीपुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट के लोग क्यों मान लेंगे कि थर्ड स्टेज में सेकंड स्टेज कंप्लीट हो गया होगा, है ना. आखिर they were also having a human brain ना, ब्रेन तो उनके पास भी था. और वो लोग अगर if they have suspended the payment of land revenue, तो इसका मतलब होता है कि they were definitely understanding that the second stage is complete. इससे ज्यादा क्या हो सकता है. ठीक है, कुछ तो होंगे ना जो स्वदेशी और वॉकआउट मूवमेंट को भी देखे होंगे. तो स्वदेशी एंड वॉकआउट मूवमेंट से 5-7 गुना बड़ा था नॉन कॉपरेशन मूवमेंट. तो दे थॉट दैट व्हाई दे वर एंटिसिपेटिंग इन दिस वे. नेचुरली कुछ तो जस्टिफिकेशन लगता है, पर फिर भी पर ऐसे समय में उन लोगों ने क्या करना शुरू कर दिया. दे स्टार्टेड ब्लेमिंग द हिंदू लीडरशिप एंड वाइस वर्सा. द हिंदू महासभा के मेंबर जो थे, रेडिकल्स हिंदू, दे आल्सो स्टार्टेड गिविंग द आंसर टू द मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी इन द सेम ओवरटोन. और क्या हुआ कि हिंदू मुस्लिम राइट हुआ इंडिया में 1922-23 में. एक बहुत बड़ा हिंदू मुस्लिम राइट हुआ था, इन विच थाउजेंड्स एंड पीपल बिकॉज the Hindu community of then as well as the Muslim community of then, they both were having their own private militia. Muslim community का जो militia होता था, private militia, it was known as the Allah Ghol, and the militia of the Hindu community, especially Hindu community, they were known as Hanuman Dal. नहीं बजरंग दल तो बाद में हुआ, ये हुआ रिफॉर्म हुआ ना. अपभ्रंश था, हनुमान दल कहलाता था वो, और अल्लाह घोल कहलाता था मुस्लिमों का. और ये the militia from both the communities, they simply used to come into action only when there was a communal right in between the Hindus and the Muslims. So because they were professionally trained people to avenge the wrong or to commit wrong against the other community, so naturally the casualty that was incurred by the Hindus as well as the Muslim community of India because of this right, it was also very big. The Indian Muslim League they also started blaming because they had to also face off, बचाना ना अपना शरीर बचाना था ना. उनको लगा था कि बस लखनऊ पैक्ट हो गया तो सारा का सारा हिंदू तब तक हमको सपोर्ट करेगा जब तक हमारा काम नहीं हो जाए. ठीक है. और हिंदू कम्युनिटी यहाँ पे उनके नज़र में डिच कर दिया था, उनको बिट्रेड किया था, धोखा दिया था. तो ऐसे समय में द इंडियन मुस्लिम लीग इट मूव्ड आउट ऑफ द लखनऊ पैक्ट. लखनऊ पैक्ट को तोड़ दिया उन्होंने. ठीक है, तोड़ दिया. तो हिंदू मुस्लिम यूनिटी भी भाड़ में गया और हिंदू मुस्लिम का जो ये था क्या कहते हैं, जो लखनऊ पैक्ट था वो भी खत्म हो गया. फिर यहाँ पे द लीडर्स ऑफ द कांग्रेस हु वर इन जेल वांटेड द कंटिन्यूएशन ऑफ द मूवमेंट. इनके बारे में सीआर दास एंड मोतीलाल नेहरू दे वर ऑफ द ओपिनियन दैट सॉरी बिकॉज वी आर एक्चुअली फाइटिंग द इंडियाज इंडिपेंडेंस and we cannot exemplify a single national movement which has not taken a toll of in thousands. So what hell wrong has happened to the international movement only on the name of 22 policemen. हम लोग we were ready to sacrifice more than 10,000 people. What the hell has taken with Mahatma Gandhi? Why 22 was considered to be a huge number? इतना बड़ा नंबर क्यों मारा था जब इंडियन नेशनल मूवमेंट लड़ रहा है, आज़ादी की लड़ाई लड़ रहा है और दुनिया में कोई ऐसे आज़ादी की लड़ाई नहीं है जिसमें हजारों लोग नहीं मरे हैं. इंडियन नेशनल मूवमेंट में कैसे विदाउट शेडिंग अ सिंगल ड्रॉप ऑफ ब्लड फ्रॉम एनी ऑफ द साइड हाउ कैन यू इमेजिन दैट यू आर गोइंग टू फेच योर इंडिपेंडेंस? ये कैसा हो सकता है? और 22 पुलिसमैन तो मर ही जाते. और अगर इफ महात्मा गांधी वुड हैव कंटिन्यूड दिस मूवमेंट इन 1923-24 तो सम कॉन्क्रीट प्रो इंडिया डिसीजन वुड हैव डेफिनेटली कम. They were of the opinion, but Mahatma Gandhi was of the opinion that I was ready to sacrifice more than 22,000 Indian people, but only on the assurance that after the death of 22,000 Indians, the British government is going to go for calvination and they are going to grant independence to India. इंडिया का इंडिपेंडेंस में अगर गारंटी होता हमको, because if I would have foreseen India's independence at a cost of the death of 22,000 Indian people, so I would have continuously gone for it. I would have accepted the fate. But because I was not God, and therefore I cannot foresee that at the end of the non-cooperation movement, the British government is going to kill 22,000 Indians, and the death of 22,000 Indian people, it is simply going to go for calvination of the heart of the British government, and at the end they are going to give complete independence. ऐसा नहीं था. इसका मतलब होता है कि वी आर डेफिनेटली गोइंग टू नीड द सपोर्ट ऑफ द सेकंड अनदर मास मूवमेंट, एंड बिकॉज इट वाज नॉट श्योर. तो ऐसे समय में इन लोगों ने क्या किया ना कि जब ये हुआ तो कॉल ऑफ कर लिया गया महात्मा गांधी के द्वारा नॉन कॉपरेशन मूवमेंट. तो अब क्या किया जाए? अब देयर वाज अ टोटल पेसिमिज्म क्रिएटेड एवरीवेयर. ठीक है. तो वन सीआर दास एंड अच्छा इलेक्शन ये याद रख लेना कि 1921 में 1919 में मोंटागू रिफॉर्म जो आया था, याद होगा तुमको कि गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एक्ट 1909 में आया, एंड इन द लास्ट क्लॉज ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एक्ट 1909 इट वाज क्लियरली मेंशन्ड दैट एट अ गैप ऑफ एवरी 10 years they are going to consider a set of concession that will be more advanced and more mature than its preceding one. तो 1919 में आना था, तो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एक्ट 1919 आया. But it was also not very satisfying for the Indian people. In spite of that, the Council of State and the Central Legislature, it was made bicameral. देखो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को बना दिया था बाइकैमरल. काउंसिल ऑफ स्टेट जो राज्यसभा कहलाया बाद में, और सेंट्रल लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली जो लोकसभा कहलाता है आज के दिन. ठीक है. काउंसिल ऑफ स्टेट पहले कहलाता था गवर्नर जनरल एग्जीक्यूटिव काउंसिल. There were only 6 members into it. In Government of India Act 1909, it was enlarged to 60. And the Central Legislative Assembly, which was Governor General Legislative Council जो कहलाता था 99 में, जिसमें 60 मेंबर थे, उसका बढ़ा के कर दिया गया 145, 140 किया गया, फिर बाद में कर दिया गया 145. ठीक है, 145. Out of this 145, 40 seats were reserved for the British nationals. In the Central Legislative Assembly, out of 145 seats that had gone to the Central Legislative Assembly, 40 seats out of 145 seats were to be reserved for the British nationals. while 100 कितना सीट हो गया बच गया, वह 145 105 को सीट इट वाज ओपन फॉर ऑल, but the election or the trend, the people who were given the power to make cast their vote to elect their representative, it was so tough that Indian who used to pay tax or revenue equal to 3000 rupee per annum, they were only given the right to cast their vote to elect their representative. So naturally once again we are definitely going to come back to कि जमींदार सन प्रिंसेस इंडिया की जमींदारी होंगे इंडिया में जो 3000 रुपया से ज्यादा देते होंगे कर, तो ओनली जमींदार, और जमींदार को हम लोग देखे थे यहाँ पे कैसे कैसे ये था कि वाई द जमींदार ऑफ इंडिया वाई दे आर एवर गोइंग टू सपोर्ट एनी मूवमेंट टू फ्री इंडिया, इंडिया को फ्री करने के लिए जमींदार, वाई द हेल आर द जमींदार ऑफ इंडिया, दे आर गोइंग टू ट्राई, दे आर गोइंग टू बी अ पार्ट पार्सल ऑफ द ऑफ एनी मूवमेंट टू फ्री इंडिया। तो वही उन्हीं लोगों को फिर से वोट देने के लिए दिया, पर फिर भी मान लेते हैं कि 105 सीट सरकार बनाने के लिए आपको चाहिए 73 सीट, and out of this 145 seats, 15 seat was open for all. Mane Indian members in the Central Legislative Assembly, they were always to be more than 73. If almost all Indians they are going to come, or if they are going to develop a consensus of India, so the government in India would have been of the Indians. But the sectionalized इस तरह से separation किया गया था, इस तरह से बनाया गया था सिस्टम, जिसमें वो श्योर थे कि 40 is sure that there will be official members, so they will be branch supporter of the British government, and out of this 105 seats 33 सीट तो ऐसे होंगे, 33 ऐसे लोग होंगे who are going to be from the जमींदार family, who are given the right to cast their vote. So people of the common, the leaders of the common people, they are never going to get elected to the legislature. आम जनता को वोट देने का अधिकार मिलेगा तब ना गरीबों का मसीहा कर देगा को वोट देगा। जब वोट देने का अधिकारी है वैसे लोगों का जो खुद बहुत धनी है, तो why they are going to cast their vote in favor of any of the leader who is in fact a mass leader? कि जमींदारी अगर सिस्टम को खत्म करेंगे, अगर जमींदारी सिस्टम या यहाँ के इंडियन पेजेंट्स का इंटरेस्ट, इट वाज कॉन्ट्रडिक्टरी टू द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ द जमींदार्स ऑफ इंडिया और नॉट? जमींदार्स ऑफ इंडिया का इंटरेस्ट जो था, इट वाज इन फैक्ट कॉन्ट्रडिक्टरी टू द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ द पेजेंट्स ऑफ इंडिया. And if the poor Messiah of a poor people of India, if they are going to get elected, if they will be in a position to make laws, तो naturally they are going to make law to decrease the land revenue. ठीक है, तो if they are going to decrease the land revenue, तो it is going to hamper the interest of the जमींदार्स of India. So why the जमींदार्स of India who are having the right to cast their vote to elect their representative, why they are going to ever cast their vote in favor of any mass leader? ठीक है, तो सेफ्टी वाल्व यहाँ भी लगा दिया था, पर यहाँ पे वो लोगों ने, अंग्रेजों ने, ये सीआर दास वगैरह का खेमा जो था, लीडर्स ऑफ द कांग्रेस हु वर इन जेल, दे वर ऑफ द ओपिनियन दैट महात्मा गांधी हैज मिजरेबली फेल्ड किया उन्होंने, माने ही शुड हैव नॉट टेकन द डिसीजन ऑफ विड्रॉइंग द नॉन कोऑपरेशन मूवमेंट ओनली ऑन द प्रीटेक्स्ट ऑफ द डेथ ऑफ 22 पुलिसमैन. 22 लोगों के मर जाने का मतलब ये नहीं होता है कि आजादी की लड़ाई को हम जहां तहां खत्म कर दें. ठीक है, ऐसे समय में महात्मा गांधी जब जेल से निकले, जब नॉन कोऑपरेशन मूवमेंट खत्म हुआ, अच्छा इलेक्शन होने वाला 1919 में तो आया गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इन 1919, इट वाज गिवन टू इंडिया इन 1921, एंड इलेक्शन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इन 1919, इट वाज हेल्ड इन इंडिया इन 1923. माने नॉन कोऑपरेशन मूवमेंट फरवरी 1922 में खत्म हो रहा है, एंड इन 1923 द ब्रिटिश हैड डिक्लेयर्ड द इलेक्शन टू द सेंट्रल लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली. Mahatma Gandhi was of the opinion that because we are still in the non-cooperation movement, we are not going to cooperate with any of the systems developed by the British in India, and therefore the Congress is not going to fight the election. But the Swarajist Party जो है, ये लोग जो leaders of the Congress who were in jail, C.R. Das, Motilal Nehru वाला खेमा, they were of the opinion that because the method of your style of functioning or your style of fighting the British, it has miserably failed, so why not to try something different? आपके तरीका से नॉन कोऑपरेट करके हम देख लिए, कुछ मिला नहीं, तो व्हाई नॉट टू ब्रिंग अ फंडामेंटल ऑल्टरेशन इन द स्ट्रैटेजी ऑफ फाइटिंग द ब्रिटिश. दे मेड अ प्लान दैट दे आर गोइंग टू गो इनटू द इलेक्शन, दे आर गोइंग टू फाइट द इलेक्शन, दे आर गोइंग टू विन द इलेक्शन. इसमें लड़ेंगे, 105 सीट पे लड़ेंगे, they are going to win the election. Level of confidence देखो, they are going to win the election and they are going to wreck the activities of the government from within the government. इनके लेजिस्लेचर में जाकर ही इनको कोई भी ऐसा एंटी इंडियन कोई कानून बनाने नहीं देंगे हम, because we will be in majority. 105 out of 145 is definitely in majority ना, तो we will be in majority. तो naturally we are not going to let the British government in India make any law which is anti-India or anti-Indian. तो naturally they are going to what are they going to do? कुछ नहीं बनाने देंगे. लैंड रेवेन्यू बढ़ाना चाहिए. लेजिस्लेचर में जैसे आएगा बिल, as soon as this bill will come into the legislature, we are not going to let this bill get into a law. ठीक है. तो we are not going to let the British government make any anti-India or anti-Indian law. तो naturally they are finally going to think of leaving the country. तो we are going to get independence. तो they were having, पर यहाँ पे महात्मा गांधी का बात है. महात्मा गांधी was hell bent on not cooperating with the British government. तो अब क्या किया जाए भाई? There was it was once again you can say that Indian national movement was placed on a crisscross road. अब कहाँ जाए? एक ऐसा चौराहा जहाँ से कहाँ जाना ठीक रहेगा, किसी को नहीं पता कि आगे क्या है. ठीक है. तो ये हुआ कि इलेक्शन क्या लड़ा जाए, बिकॉज सीआर दास दे वर आल्सो हैविंग देयर ओन फैन फॉलोइंग. महात्मा गांधी ही वाज ऑलरेडी एट द जेनेट. तो क्या किया जाए? तो ये प्लान बना कि if some congressy if they have to fight the election, so they should go for it, but not under the banner of the Congress. Election should be fought. If some Congress people, if they are of the opinion that Congress should fight the election, so it will not be Congress party that is going to fight the election. If some Congressy people, if they wish to fight the election, so they should make another political party. एक पार्टी बना लो. It should be a banner should be of the election should be other than the Congress. Indian National Congress नहीं लड़ेगा इलेक्शन, वो एक पार्टी बना दो, उसको लड़ो. It will be having the covert support of the Indian National Congress. Indian National Congress का covert support रहेगा, पर Congress in an open way it can never fight the election because we are still in a non-cooperation movement. ठीक है. और इलेक्शन लड़ा गया 1923 का. ये जो बना जो पॉलिटिकल पार्टी जो बना उसका नाम रखा गया स्वराजिस्ट पार्टी. स्वराज पार्टी बनाया गया. स्वराज पार्टी जो बनाया, ये सीआर दास उसके प्रेसिडेंट बने और मोतीलाल नेहरू उसके जनरल सेक्रेटरी बने. ठीक है. यही. और इलेक्शन हुआ 1923 का. इलेक्शन 42 आउट ऑफ 115 सीट्स इट वाज वन बाय द स्वराज पार्टी. स्वराज पार्टी जीत गया. और स्वराज पार्टी काम भी किया है. लिखो जल्दी से. आफ्टर विनिंग इलेक्शन दे फेल्ड टू फॉर्म द गवर्नमेंट